Today, we're going to look at Jesus as a man because Jesus wasn't just a man when he walked the earth. Scripturally, we know Jesus is 100% man and 100% God forever. Okay, if that just blew any of your, I don't know, doctrinal bubbles, you can study it out. Okay, theologically, it's called the hypostatic union, and that's what the term that theologians have given it, but Jesus is 100% man and 100% God. He's not 200% of something. No, he's completely man and completely God at the same time. And we're going to talk about today what that means for us. Why? Why did God become a man? It was very important for us. So just two things that means for us. And guys, obviously, there are books that are written, but we're just going to talk about a few aspects. What does it mean for us that Jesus is 100% man and 100% God? Okay, one thing that it means for us is that he has walked where we walk. He gets us. He gets us. And he is proud of us. He knows what this earthly experience is like. He knows that we are but dust. He gets us. This is what it says in Hebrews 4:15. He understands humanity, for the man, our magnificent king priest, was tempted in every way, just as we are, and conquered sin. Okay? Number two, it means that he ever lives to intercede for us. So because Jesus is 100% God and man, he is our advocate with the Father. He is for us. He is our advocate. He is our friend that's closer than a brother, who loves us like no other, right? Romans 8:31-34 says, so what does all this mean? If God has determined to stand with us, tell me then, who could ever stand against us? For God has proved his love by giving us his greatest treasure, the gift of his Son. And since God freely offered him up as a sacrifice for us all, he certainly won't withhold from us anything else he has to give. Who then would dare to accuse those whom God has chosen to love, to be chosen in love to be his? God himself is the judge who has issued his final verdict over them, not guilty. Who then is left to condemn us? Certainly not Jesus, the anointed one, for he gave his life for us. And even more than that, he has conquered death and is now risen, exalted, and enthroned by God at his right hand. So how could he possibly condemn us, since he is continually praying for our triumph? Do you ever feel alone? Do you ever feel like nobody gets you? Nobody's on your side. Nobody's in your cheering section. Nobody's interceding for you. Where are the people standing with me? Where are the people believing in me? Lord, I'm all alone. And he is saying, you are never, ever, ever on your own. You are never alone. You are never without an advocate. You have the greatest of all on your side, standing at the throne of God as your advocate, ever interceding for you, continually praying for your triumph. Wow. Okay, so here's the two portraits of Jesus that we see in scripture that we're going to talk about today: friend and brother. Okay, even just me saying that thrills my heart. Jesus is our friend and he is our brother. All right, so just really quickly, as I mentioned before, at the end of our teaching today, we're going to use a healing tool to bring some healing if we've experienced some hurt if we've experienced some hurt in our family connections to our siblings or in our close friendships, then we may have a distorted view of Jesus, right? And may have a difficult time, a harder time connecting with Jesus. So if our earthly bonds with our siblings or our close friendships were not healthy, were not good, or they were damaged by betrayal, abuse, or rejection, then we may be harboring some lies in our soul that hinder our deepest connection with Jesus. So we're going to expose those lies. All right. So first of all, Jesus is friend. Jesus is the friend you've always wanted. Jesus is the friend you've always needed. All right, so here are 5 aspects of our best friend Jesus. This is from scripture. These are the words of Jesus himself. Number 1, Jesus would never betray us. Have you ever been betrayed? I know I have. The worst pain, perhaps, is betrayal of someone who you thought would always be on your side, right? Anybody can not like us. Anybody can have a bad opinion of us or even spread rumors about us. But when someone close to us betrays us, that is very, very painful indeed. And Jesus experienced betrayal like that. But Jesus is a friend who will never betray us. This is what he says in John 15:13. For the greatest love of all is the love that sacrifices all. And this great love is demonstrated when a person sacrifices his life for his friend. So Jesus sacrificed his life for us. We're his friends. That's the greatest demonstration of love in the universe. He loves us like that. Number 2, Jesus doesn't keep secrets from us. In fact, he shares the secrets with us. Have you ever had people keep secrets from you? Say things behind your back. Jesus isn't that kind of friend. This is what he says in John 15:15. I have never called you servants, because a master doesn't confide in his servants, and servants don't always understand what the master's doing. But I call you my most intimate friends, for I reveal to you everything that I've heard from my Father. Isn't that beautiful? Number 3, Jesus wants us to succeed. He's never trying to put us or push us down. In fact, he wants to bring us up alongside himself. Okay. So I know when I'm sharing these things today about Jesus as our friend and Jesus as our brother, it might, I want us to like go beyond just the surface of the words that I'm saying and really take it to heart that Jesus as a real person, right? When we get to heaven, the Father is spirit, right? But Jesus is, he has a body. It's glorified now, right? But he has a body. We'll actually be able to see the face of Jesus. All right. So um we need to like get an understanding in our heart of the reality of the person of Jesus, right? God wanted to know us that way, right? He came from the throne from eternity into the earth realm so that we could see him, behold him, so that we could know what God is really like. That's what it says in John chapter 1, to reveal to us what the Father is really like. So it's important for us to not just go, yeah, I know Jesus wants me to succeed, but really think about the fact that you have a friend in Jesus who is really, actually believing in you, cheering you on, planning the best plans for your life. And he's excited about your life. He's excited about the things that excite you, the things that matter to you, matter to him. Think of him as your friend, a friend like that, so real, so dear, um, a friend that sticks closer than a brother, a friend like no other. Okay, so Jesus wants us to succeed. This is what it says in Luke 6:40. A pupil is not superior to his teacher, but everyone, when he's completely trained and perfected, will be like his teacher. So Jesus doesn't just always want to be, uh, so high above us. He wants to train us. He wants to bring us up into our fullness in him. We're never going to be as big as Jesus. As the song goes, we're never going to be greater than Jesus, but we are going to be his lookalike bride, and we are going to be his partner. We are going to be ones who walk with him and talk with him and whom he shares his secrets with. Number 4, Jesus is not treating us like step siblings or outsiders in the family, right? In fact, he wants us to be just as close to his dad as he is. Can you believe that? Can you get that in your heart? Jesus uh, loves the Father so much. When we read the Gospels, one thing that really stands out is how much Jesus loves Father, and he wants us, his disciples, to know the Father. So he came to bring us into the bosom of the Father. He left that place for only one reason, to get us there, right? That's how much he loves us and how great the Father is. Jesus, in Jesus's heart, he's like, oh, if I could just get this revelation of how much God the Father loves you into your heart, you'll be so blessed, you'll be so happy. He wants that for us.